1. It's 22 minutes after 5. It's time for us to get into Showtime. I'm trying to find your imaging for Showtime, Toby. And it's a situation like the last live read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Even your mic is off. Let's go.
Showtime with Toby on the best drive. Showtime with Toby on the best drive.
Run this mother.
All right, let's get into it. Showtime.
Yes. I don't think we are ready. Listeners, you are not ready.
He doesn't even want us to introduce
He doesn't even want us to introduce him.
I don't want to be introduced because I want to first say shout out to all the young professionals that are driving in their cars fresh out of university and listening to YFM right now.
Yeah.
Dope.
And shout out to the ones just getting out of the taxi, dreaming about that.
Shout out to you guys as well. You know what I'm saying? You listen on the phone as well. Kind of like now, it's on another level now. You can hear us from all levels.
Digital in that.
Yes.
Now it's about technology, palatokology. So shout out.
We obviously have Mr. Legend himself. I don't know if he likes being called that. I'm not going to say double HP. I'm going to say Jabba.
Mind you, today we are celebrating legends. I'm like,
yes.
No.
He's like, he committed suicide. I'm like, she. What does this nigga mean? Like,
Jabba Marocking.
Yeah, whatever you must stay away from me. You smell nice. And thank you very much, guys. I apologize for coming to YFM with ashy ankles. The thing is, winter. I've got rhino skin. And I would say, when I've been using Vaseline intensive care, I would say, glycerin.
Vaseline.
No, glycerin. I want to say glycerin in a like Vaseline in a glycerin is sugi. So, how her lips are baby is getting.
Do they still sell that?
They do.
Yeah.
I put that in my lotion.
Hello. My high five, dude.
I hear him.
When I do this, I can go ski man alone now.
Listen, Jabba.
Okay.
I know, and I love your wife. She's amazing. She's amazing. You know, Jabba, let me move away from him before he starts, getting a little touchy. But Jabba, we all got excited when you got into the stage and back to the city. And obviously because it was the same day you got out of rehab. Everyone was like...
No, it wasn't the same day.
Was it not?
It was maybe 3 days before after you get out of rehab. And what's crazy, I came with all my boys from rehab. Like, I know them from way back, but it was great that we all met there and we all have a, similar love for Christ. And I've got I didn't know that he did Momuli Me's second album. I signed Mo Mulimi, so I know about that album. And Mo had 100% creative, creative independence on the album. So he got his own producers. I didn't know this was him. My other guy is now my new boxing coach. I'm getting into boxing. I love boxing. It's been something that I've been in love with since I was a kid. So now I've got an actual boxing coach. This guy. And and we came to the show. I came through with my stick and everything. This stick, people always ask me, Jabba, what's it? No, we don't have a stick. It's my grandfather's stick. When he passed away, this is the only thing he left. All my cousins took all his stuff. You guys know yourselves. You know yourselves. They took all the stuff, and he left 4 canes there. The one cane I left it at rehab when I was there with the other boy that I met over there. I met this brother. We're telling me, we're here at rehab, whatever. He's like, hey, Jabba, I want to come with you guys, man. Okay, cool. He's like, but I need to go home to go get my pills. What pills? My ARV pills. I'm like, you got A? He's like, yeah, I was born with it. I'm like, dog, we need more people like you, man. We need people who disclose, because I've got a friend of mine right now and he's getting sicker by the day. His family knows he's got it. Everyone knows. But he doesn't want to just talk about it, you know what I'm saying? And that's what kills you. And right now, we're on this mission to just kill the stigma, man. Right now, we're doing the song called Kinale AIDS type of thing. I don't know what the title is going to be, but at the end of the song, I want people, when they listen to it and somebody asks you, are you HIV positive? You must be like, yeah. Because if I walk up to a black person and say, are you white? You're not going to say, I'm not white. Yeah. I'm black. Obviously, you're black. We can see you're black. So why do people get all defensive and say, hey, I'm AIDS? Hey, I'm not going to AIDS. Hey, I'm going to AIDS. So if you're on that tip, I'm going to be like, hey, son, to see your board. You know what I'm saying? We need to be open about it, you know what I'm saying? Because people can live with AIDS. I met a lady at rehab who said that actually AIDS is like the flu. The flu doesn't get healed. You never heal the flu. It just gets managed. Every time you take pills, it goes away. Then it comes back again. Because when flu came in, it was a serious epidemic and people were dying from it. And now there's antibiotics and whatnot. So same thing with AIDS as well. don't now give in and be on some, hey, my life is over, whatever. You can still have babies that are healthy. You can still have a beautiful life.
Exactly.
It's not a death sentence, it's a life sentence. Unlike people who think they're going to live forever, you know you have a cut off time. So live your best life. And people live till like the 68 on HIV, you know what I'm saying? So what killed us is the stigma. Hey, or when you're giving it names, you're giving it this thing, and our bodies.
Exactly.
And right now there's people out there, I mean, it's not a black or white thing, but there's white folks out there that are living with it, man.
Jabba, and now listen, you've taken this whole thing where you don't want to be double HP no more.
Nah.
You are sort of coming back into the game.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why you decided to just sort of say, listen, I'm not double HP, I'm now Jabba?
Because I was signed to Silo Chico Twala in 1996 when high school. And after I left high school, I started like my solo career. And I was called Jabba. From high school, I was called Jabba because at first it was a joke. I was named after this creature from Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt. And then the name stuck, you know, like, because for Komaf Town, like, we have this thing. If your name is whatever, then you're called this. If your name is Tumelo, you're Tux. If your name is whatever, you're...
Yeah.
So, Haole Jabulani was Javana. Like, and I used to hate the names Javana because Javana wasn't what it is today. It was an elbow, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I was like, why are you guys calling me elbow, you know? So at least in St. Albans, they call me Jabba. Yeah, it's a creature, I don't care, but it's Jabba. So when I told Vusi, I got my first deal in 99, first year varsity, and Vusi came through to Res to sign this other girl, and then he heard my tape from this girl. He was like, who's this guy? Like, no, he lives at Block D. Comes through like, yo, man, we think we could have a potential, like, you know, we've got this new label called CCP2. We're signing a developing artist. We've just now recently signed Mendoza from Chiscorp. We've got Chopper, we've got Speedy, we've got whoever. I think you'd be amazing on the thing. And I was like, hey, man, I'm a filmmaker guy. You know, I'm not really into this whole music thing. I tried it with Chico and it was whack because I didn't get into music for money. I just got into it because I wanted girls. Like, I went to an all boys school. So I was like, yeah, I just wanted girls come to our socials, whatever. But now that I'm out of high school, there's girls every day at class. Man, I don't need to be like a musician. He went as far as going to convince my dad. Now I'm signing the contract and everything. He's like, who do you want to call yourself? I'm like, I'm Jabba. And BOP just took out a song called Asimo States. They're like, no, Asimo States, you will not be an imperialistic in you. No. It was like, there's a song on your album where you say something about hip hop and solar. I'm like, I was just describing that I'm hip hop and solar because when I was growing up, because I was fat, hip hop clothes weren't something that came in size 38 or size 40. They always came in at 28, you know, so I had to be thin to be a hip hop guy. So I had to now wear the I had to like wear dickies, and I always used to look like this Pansola guy with my Alaska head. Like, I'm like, oh lady, can't you find me like a Tommy Hilfiger or something? That I never did. I always wore Supega. I always wore like, I thought they were whack, but my pants would be like, yo, Kinza Supega, yo, Kinza Dickies. I'd be like, man, I hate these clothes, fam. You know what I'm saying? So the rhyme went, my first ever rhyme that I wrote in Setswana was like, it's another entry like Johnny Clegg and Savuka. I bring you sweet rhymes and creamy like Amarula. Although I look fake, I'm the lyrical Induna. Just refer to me as a hip hop pansola, you know, because like I'd always come into rap ciphers looking like a pansola.
Yeah.
So the name came from there. So Vusi, like, I like that name. I'm like, man, Vusi, that's an essay. Imagine if I said to people, hi, I'm Hip Hop Pansola. I hated the name. He put it on the tape. First tape I went to go buy was Kosevi Max Kweko Pitori. With my friends, I'm excited. Yo, I've just released an album. Hip Hop Pansola. I'm like, yo. He said he'll put AKA Jabba in there. There's no AKA Jabba in this shit. Yeah. For 3 years I was angry, you know. And then some chick came to me. It's like, yo, I love your album, Double HP. I was like, what the hell is Double HP? She's like, Hip Hop Pansola, duh. I'm like, maybe I could work with that. You know, I could work with that. And that was then. And I've had an album deal with EMI since then. It got bought over by Universal. My last album is Motswako High School. I've now passed matric, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm moving on to the States. I'm trying to get signed over there. If I don't get signed over States, I'm just going to stay in Africa and push artists because that's what I'm passionate about. But I'm not going to be Hip Hop Pansola anymore. When I go to the States, I must never even talk about Hip Hop Pansola stuff. No, don't worry about my summers. Forget about all of that. Like, I'm a new artist. Like, I love being hungry, you know. I love being a new artist. Like, and I've realized, I think the biggest enemy for any creative is making money. Once you make money, you get comfortable, you forget about being dope, you know what I'm saying? And I like spending my money. I pay my bills, I pay my policies, and I spend my money. I don't buy big lavish stuff. I like go to a random person. Yo, man, like, go buy like you know, like because if I don't have money, I become hungry. Like I need to make more money, and I have to come up with a dope song. You know, so that's just my psychology.
You know, I'm looking at the time. I would love to have you long and for us to chat, but we have sports. But one can't
sports.
And Timber's already making signs. But you know, one can't ignore the elephant in the room. And I'm asking this on behalf of the listeners.
Yeah.
The reports that we heard, and everyone else was speaking because they know you on a personal level, so they shared their sides of the story. You know, most people
know me. They don't know Jabba.
But for someone listening at home, I mean, I'm just want to ask you one question. Boy.
I'm not the blind, you know, like you know, everyone is like focused on the whole thing of like Ozamile Huipola. And I'm like, that's not the point, yo. The point is that I'm alive. And I'm not just alive. Jesus is amazing. Like, like I feel like for the first time, I mean, I've always been like an attention seeker kid, like growing up. I've always wanted to kill myself for some reason or another, because when I was 11 years old, I remember like my folks took me to a mental institution because I was having weird dreams. So I was always a weird kid growing up, you know what I'm saying? At 23, the same thing happened again. So now my folks are all worried, hey, Jabu, like, you know, maybe these all is a. I'm like, hey man, my grandfather Nazubadizolo, his grandfather Nazubadizolo, Kizubadizolo, someone. So it has nothing to do with anything. So everyone's always like, hey Jabba, are you okay? And I'm like, yo man, like if only you guys knew I've been keeping this Zolo thing since like I started smoking 99. Now that you see me smoking in public, you think, what, like for me, I'm comfortable you thinking Gatsela because you never knew me. You know, like people who think they know Jabba, it's unfortunate. Like you can't say you know Jabba, you know what I'm saying? Because you're just a fan, you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes people who say they know Jesus, like all they know is just what they've heard and what they keep getting told. But the day you meet that guy, man, your life's gonna change.
You know what, Jabba, I wanna hold you there. You know, we never do this, but we're gonna keep you on for a minute. You know, but we're gonna go for sports when we come back. You know, I want us to dig deep because what Jabba just said right now is the truth. Because a whole lot of artists go into depression without us knowing what's going on, because he just brought another point to this. He's saying, you know what, people act like they know me, but yo, I didn't see me, you know, and see me fuck all. So when we come back, man,
you see fuck all on radio, fam?
Say why? You know what I want to do, Jabba? Like, there's so many stories you can share with us, and off air, I wish we can have those moments on the radio.
Let's not.
It's in confidence.
But you know what I want us to do? I would like us as Gauteng, as the Wires, as GP, to remind Jabba which we love him and we appreciate his music. Because when you know, Jabba's like, these kids don't know me, and I appreciate the fact that you went back and you educated the new ones. Look, man, I've been doing this thing. Like the Motswako sound, truth be told, without you, some of us would not know Mufftown. Like, I was in KZN, music and lights would drop. I do not know what I was saying, but I knew the Tswana-ish.
Wow.
I knew the Tswana.
I met a hot girl from Lazi, right? Her name is Georgia. And shout out to my wife listening in right now. At Delicious one, Gaurata. And then I met this hot girl, right? I was still like in between women at the time. And she was fly, dog. She looked like left eye, yellow bone, bona, chicken licking to the bone. Yeah, and she's talking all Swana to me and everything. I'm like, where are you from? Are you from Mufftown? She's like, no. I'm like, I bet you're from Rustenburg, because Rustenburg has a lot of Zulu people. She's like, no, I'm from La Mlazi, original, baby. I'm like, how is it that you speak such great, like not Setswana, like Sekwena, like how is it you speak such Sekwena? She's like, generations, duh. I was like, what?
And TV plays a big role because
it plays a massive role, man.
When Karabo, a friend of mine, introduced me to your album Acceptance Speech, you know, that was when I had a full disc, you know, with your music. So I was listening. I'm like, D-Man, I was even saying D-Man. I'm like, D-Man, I don't know what he's saying, but it's actually sounding freaking dope. You know, let's take a few calls from the Wires. What do you have to say, man? We got the G himself, Jabba, in this.
Also, I love these people. Like,
Rudy.
Yo, Savvy.
You good, dog?
Fresh.
Bakene, boy. Boale Jabba, fan.
Yo, Godfather of Motswako hip hop. Yo, I'm only 22, but growing up, Jabba man, like your child, I want Motswako be without double HP, Jabba man. Yo, dude.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yo, blessed.
Man, shout out, and may you grow to become 69, Toti.
That's what's up. Let's go figure it.
Your radio?
Figure it. Kupatime radio, that boy.
How are you?
We good. Please talk to Jabba.
Hey, Jabba,
Hi, how you doing?
I'm well, man.
Ayoba.
This weekend I was actually reminding my sister I think it was your first album, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm African.
Oh, wow, that's Omang was my favorite. That's nice.
I don't even remember the name of the song, but I love the song. I went FM and I was you can download for free most in the morning. And I looked for the song and I can't find it.
Yeah, actually, like ever since, like, the thing is, was one of my highest selling albums went double platinum, and what happens, record companies will usually kind of hold on to it. It won't be found on shelves until a certain time when, like, it'll kind of sell off. So it's just a strategy that they use. But yeah, Omang wasn't my first album, and it was my third album, actually. It was my first year at Rao. Because my first album was Introduction. I released it when I was at LMB with DJ Cleo and Joseph and them. Yeah.
All right, let's take another one. Andile.
Sure, what's it?
Ukraine did a boss.
I'm grand out here.
Can I job? I'm fun.
Sure. Ngisazi ukhuntale out.
Ulanja yami Skipan.
Sure, grand Jabba.
Ayoba Nes.
Sure, ngisazi ukushanga iline out here.
Uza ndoda.
Angazi uthi sayikhumbula usayikhumbula. Rihabile, riaperi dijine, ridutsile majita adishebile. Ekifita ko shopo kichakara le majita arisheba jipopo.
Oh wow, yeah. See, that's from my second album, Muff Town Totiaga. Olinyor, how fair no offenses that way. Offenses
Alexander out here.
Ayo, but your Gomor Kenyet, well, I can't Gomor, Lintana Gomora, Kofo. And yeah, shout out to my baby moms as well. She's doing a good job with my son. Holla, with our son rather, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Holla.
Dope. So listen, we also know that you're doing something really, really big, very, very soon.
Yes.
The one-man show concert for Zoe, obviously.
Man, God is so good. I've always wanted to do a one-man show, and you know, I wanted to do the Dome. I wanted to do Standard Bank Arena. I wanted to do so many places. My next conquest, I have to do Kemonosi Stadium in Mufftown, because there's only 2 people who have filled it up. Not even Mangope himself filled the stadium up. It was only Barnabas Lekhanyane and Nelson Mandela. Jabba has to be the third guy to fill it up. But yeah, I'm doing a one-man show at the Baseline for a little girl called Zoe. I know Zoe's mom. She's a dope MC called Zinzi. And we were just talking in passing. Her little daughter needs a cerebral palsy. It needs a stem cell operation in China for cerebral palsy. I had a cousin called Tabo who has cerebral palsy, and he was like, he died at 28, you know, and he still looked 14. And I didn't understand why Tabo, you know. So now to help a young girl at the age of 3 who could possibly talk tomorrow, I can imagine if I'm talking to Zoe at age 29. Let's say maybe she's dating my son or whatever. You know. Let's say you know, I'm talking to Zoe and she's like, yo, today in psychology they taught us about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'll be like, you know that you couldn't talk when you were like 2. So for me, like, it's such a beautiful thing, you know, it's such a beautiful thing. So I didn't even know that such operations exist, because we all think as black people, no, maybe no, you can actually get healing. And I love the story of Zoe. I said to Zinzigere, your daughter saved my life, not in any other way, but for the fact that you know, I wanted to really do such great things in life. You know, I was frustrated to a point where I thought maybe let me take my own life. And then God was like, yo, man, this positive thinking thing's not going to work. You need to be purposeful. If you want stuff for yourself, do stuff for other people. And I promise you, you'll get a stranger who'll say to you, hey, Jabba, I can give you this, whatever. And funny enough, when I dropped Basopa, that song about the whole students must fall thing, the fees must fall thing, I got a call on the Tuesday from Russell Simmons' PA. Like, yo, man, Russell wants to say this is real hip-hop. What does Basopa mean? It means warning. And how Russell Simmons' PA would call me is because his PA is Lesejo, a guy from Botswana. So, like, it's who you know in the game, you know what I'm saying? And I remember even, like, a book that I read called Advantages of Poverty. Andrew Carnegie was saying he didn't become the best, richest guy working with steel from knowing about steel. He became that from knowing how to work with people. Because when you're a rapper, rap or being a motokolista, at least, let me speak for that, because bomb rapper is another school altogether. Being a motokolista is not about people knowing you, it's about you knowing the people. If you understand how you are a voice for the voiceless, then you have purpose in your life. Even now you're depressed, whatever, and people do that, even though people may not understand. I mean, that's why I mess with Jesus so much, because he's like, yo, you need to share the fate of criminals. There's kids who want a song about Nyaupe because they're in this ditch, and how somebody that might help them break out of that, you know what I'm saying? But we're all scared of the topic. no, come on. Nage Jabba, so it's a superhero.
Nice.
Whatever you guys need. If you better fella lempe go dimo fella le better kam khaba Jabba wa fitla. Just have a plate for me to eat there. I don't work on an empty stomach.
Jabba, how do we get involved with the concert? Can we still buy tickets?
Yes, you can definitely buy tickets. My publicist guy CK is like flashing the phone at me. I can't know. And Compi Ticket and Slicker on live. Shout out to Slicker. Actually, Slicker is one of the MCs that I really love. Like Squatter Camp showed me so much love when I came to Joburg. And one thing that I don't appreciate about young artists is that they don't respect the OGs, you know. And I've learned a long way, man. Like, even though I've made over like 16 million from my awesome career, I cannot ever talk down on Teaser or Spokes Age, because those guys are the part of the fabric of why I am WHP today. So for a youngster to say to me, like, whatever, I'm like, hey, when son, get our
You know, I'd like to keep you for longer, Jabba, but the truth is that without you, man, Nabongamla wouldn't know some of these rappers, because you're a crossover brand. You're one of the first artists to hit the African continent so hard, man. You know, as a rapper, you know, names like MLEL, names like MI, man. You've definitely pushed the SA boundaries to the next level. And I think that us as a station that was there when we were, you know, taking your career from the ground level, you know, we're watering it there as YFM back in 97, 99, all the way now to 2016. Never think that the young people do not care about their OGs.
Never. Let me just drop you guys an exclusive, man. Look out, Jabba, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Go to Hotlo Singye, Hajo. Hotlo Singye. And all I'm saying is that I'm also doing a song now. I'm trying to push a young star from Pretoria, Kalinian, called Mopeme.
Love him.
And I did a song called Intozam featuring him, Pretty Ugly. I've got the boys from the B Strand. I've also signed a new boy called VI from the B Strand. I just love finding new guys. People think Motswako is a Muff Town or the Northwest thing. It is not. Motswako, it is a state of mind. You could be Jewish, part Africans, and you still be Motswako.
The movement.
Motswako was, is, and always will be.
Shout out once again to Jabba, man. Shout out to artists like Momo Lim, and they've always given you the high five because you've helped them with their career.
That's Zoe's moms, guys.